Hey, what's going on, people? Just finished reading Chael Sonnen's comments about Anderson's win over Vitor Belfort, and Chael Sonnen is still talking trash, so I figured I'd make a video. Chael, I hope you see this video. This video is directed personally towards you. Look, man, you're a great wrestler and you're a great fighter, but honestly, sometimes you take your trash talk too far. And I'm not even gonna delve into it. You keep talking trash about how you exposed Anderson and how you beat him and all that crap. Look, you were beating a guy that was injured and you were doped up. And you still lost. But the thing that gets me is that you threw well over 100 punches and you landed them, and yet you were the one bleeding. How do you beat someone for 4 or 5 rounds and you look worse than the person you're beating up? You know what I'm saying? Child, you gotta explain that. Yeah, you talk about beating him up and taking him to the ground and blah 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 and all the crap that you've been talking about, but at the end of the day, you showed nothing. I wasn't really impressed with it because Silva wasn't fighting back. He was taking your best shots and he was laughing at you. How can you land over 100 punches and you be the one bleeding? How does that even happen? Not only that, you couldn't even daze him. He wasn't even dazed. He was fine. He was fresh. You were looking all messed up and you landed more punches than him. And he was fresh. You were looking like you just got into a fight with a bad wife. And yet you're talking trash about Anderson. Based on what I saw in the fight, if Anderson was healthy, the fight would have ended a long time ago, probably by knockout. He would have beaten the crap out of you. He's a better striker than you are. You're only really good at wrestling. And I'm not here to put you down or laugh at you or whatever. I'm just saying that if you're going to trash talk, at least be man enough to admit when someone is better than you. You came in at 110%. Silva came in at 65%, and that was still enough to beat you. Not only that, but he beat you with a triangle choke in the 5th round. And you knew he was going to try and pull that triangle choke on you the entire round. That's what he was trying to do. And you knew it, and you still got caught in it. On top of that, your best punches couldn't even hurt him. You couldn't knock him out. You had 5 rounds to knock him out, and you hit him every single time, and you still couldn't knock him out. He hit you a few times and you were bleeding. So what's the point of talking trash, man? At least right now, try and climb back up. You can't expect to find Anderson Silva again. You don't deserve a title shot. Especially not after everything that came out at the end of the fight. He was injured. And you were doped up. And the guy is 36 years old, man. He has nothing to prove anymore. He beat you. He doesn't have to beat you again. And he's beating everybody else in his division. You've lost to people in the UFC. And I mean, I don't really know whether you just say these things to sell the fights or whether you're trying to pander to the racist white guys that watch the UFC or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, you talk so much trash and then you get embarrassed basically because that wasn't a defeat, that was an embarrassment. And you still come back to talk more trash. I bet you if you were to fight him again, he would still beat you and he would beat you the same way. Just that this time it will happen in the first round, not the last one. And I mean, if you're gonna talk trash, man, at least beat a bunch of people. Go after Bisping, go after all the other middleweights out there, and then come back to talk trash to Anderson Silva if he wants to fight you. He doesn't have to fight you. The man is almost 40. He's cleared out his division. He's gone into the light heavyweight division and he beat guys there too. And he has nothing left to prove anymore. And again, that's another thing. All these guys here, all of you guys talking about Anderson having to fight this heavyweight or John Jones or go into light heavyweight and win the title. Man, he doesn't have to do any of that. The man is 36 years old. He has proven everything he has to prove. He's a middleweight by profession. He's not a light heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. He fights a middleweight. He cleared out his division. He beat the best fighters in the division. And no, they were not bums either. He's beating Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, in dominating fashion. His comeback from behind to beat a guy that was on steroids while he had a broken rib. What else does he have to prove? He beat Damian Maia, who, despite the quality of the fight, he's still one of the best jiu-jitsu fighters in the history of the sport. He beat Franklin, he beat Griffin, he beat Handel, he won the title. He has not even lost in the UFC, and this man is almost 40. He doesn't have to prove anything anymore. He doesn't have to go into the light heavyweight division and fight. He doesn't have to go into the heavyweight division and fight. Because all of you, anyone making that silly comment doesn't understand what it means to actually make weight and cut weight. Yeah, he walks around at 220, 230. But that's when he's not working out and he's eating like he wants to. If you're a fighter, you know the difference. When you start working out for a fight, you lose like 20 pounds easily. Maybe even 30. So the heaviest he could possibly go is 205. But obviously he's more comfortable at 185 anyway. So he doesn't have to go to 205 to please you. You're not going to pay him. Yeah, you might pay to watch his fights and whatnot. But so what? It's his life. It's his career. And he's already done everything there is to do in the sport. He really doesn't have anything else to prove. If he was like 26, I would say, yeah, move up in weight and clear the division. Because you have time, your body can still handle everything. But the thing about MMA and any combat sports is that you're only as good as your last fight. Even with all of these achievements, if he moves up in light heavyweight and loses at any given time, everyone will start talking shit about him being overrated. And they will forget all the great accomplishments he's already made. So why should he put himself in that position? Heck, I don't even want him to take the fight with GSP because I don't see the point of it. If he beats GSP, everyone is going to say, oh, well, he's the bigger guy. He's supposed to beat GSP. If he loses, then everyone is going to say, oh, he was overrated all along and GSP is the better guy and blah, blah, blah. Even though fucking Silva is 36, GSP is a lot younger. So what's the point? He doesn't have much to gain from that fight. Because the people that hate him will still continue to hate him after he wins. And those that appreciate great fighters already know that he's great. Whether you like it or not, he's the best fighter in the sport. Yeah, GSP is great too, but GSP has not done the things that Anderson has done. GSP hasn't fought a middleweight at any point in the UFC. Anderson went up to the light heavyweight division and beat some of the best fighters in that division. He didn't just fight bombs either. He beat Handel, he beat Forrest. And he beat them pretty well. And he cleared his division like nothing. And he's doing that when he's almost 40. So what else do you guys want? And back to Chael Sonnen, man. You better go and practice your jiu-jitsu before you talk trash again, man. Because all of your defeats have come through, most of them through submission. And it's not like you get submitted in flashy fashion either. You get submitted by basic stuff that blue belts would avoid. You better go and call Jake Shields or something, man, because you can't be talking trash like that. You know? And I don't want to say that maybe your trash talk is fueled by something else, but that's why I like Anderson, man. He does his talking in the octagon. You beat him for 5 rounds, and you came out looking like a battered wife. And you got submitted on top of it. Like to add insult to injury. So he looks even better now. You helped him look even greater. And if he's healthy, what makes you think you're gonna beat him? He knows your tricks. You're not that hard to figure out. You're a wrestler. With good punching power. Well, no, sorry. With fast hands that don't really knock people out as much as they're supposed to. And yeah, I know it's not easy to step into the octagon and blah, blah, blah. You're probably gonna, if you see this video, you're gonna tell me, oh, I'll beat you up. I don't care. I'm not a professional fighter. But I'm smarter than you. Because I wouldn't get caught in a freaking, what is it called? Mortgage scheme or whatever. That shit was very basic. I read about it. Man, you better go and call Bernie Madoff after you call Jake Shields, because You need to practice on your scheming, and you need to practice on your jiu-jitsu, and you need to talk less, because otherwise you're just gonna get submitted again. I don't know what you're gonna do at that point, you know, because the embarrassment might just be too great, you know. And I hope you don't move up into the light heavyweight division and challenge Jones, because then he will just retire you. And with your freaking mortgage scheme going on in the background, I don't know what other job you would have. You know what I'm saying? You might have to become a cab driver or something. So I just hope that you watch this video. I'm not saying it with any animosity. I'm saying this with love. You know what I'm saying? I love the sport. I love the game. And I want to see you do well. So please call Jake Shields and learn how to fight on the ground better, so that next time, if Silva is to beat you, at least he knocks you out and not submits you. And call Bernie Madoff so you don't get caught in other schemes afterwards. Because I mean, Bernie Madoff got caught eventually, but at least he was able to pull it off for a long time. He only got caught because the economy went under. If things were still going fine, he would still be able to do it. So you better call Bernie Madoff, man. That's all I gotta say to you. And good luck. And if you want to move up to the light heavyweight division, or you go against John Jones, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna wish you good luck, because luck is not gonna be there with you. You're gonna be there in that octagon on your own, facing death. So I hope for your sake that you never plan on moving up to the light heavyweight and challenging John Jones, because you have no business in that division. Steroids or no steroids, that motherfucker will kill you. And I don't know if Dana White is willing to clear the octagon and pick up your pieces after he's done. So just call Jake Shields and Bernie Madoff, man. You'll be alright.